That's true.
They have Blink War Stomp later. They have Shuriken. I feel like I was maybe a bit negative about the Tinker pick there. You were mentioning this Vision game still very strong from HR, and they've got tools to utilize and get the Tinker off the ground. I just wonder though if Team Spirit like try lane mid to kill him a couple of times. Tilting the Tinker is like the most important thing.
Let me explain. Gary is a reformed Tinker picker. Okay, this is why he has such strong emotions here. Okay, he has carried a fair few of my games back in the day on his Tinker and his Invokers. So, you know. I understand. You have some trauma here that you're unpacking.
Self-trauma.
Of where you're trying to carry your shit stack and you just see this enemy lineup. All right, I get it. I understand the pain you're going through and what you see is going to happen to Kiyotaka.
Yeah, it's just like back in the day, you used to be able to spam march from the trees, and now he can't do that. Tinker has to show himself in team fights.
Yeah, I had a good laugh. I was looking at his description on the Dota website the other day, and it still says that he demolishes foes with swarms of machines.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, down at bottom rune, chasing Ramzes. Antares is battling Yatoro up top. It looks like everyone's just going to disengage and run away. I thought maybe they would be able to track down the Doom. Solo helped him out with that level 1 glimpse, and Yatoro still being whacked around by this bounty hunter. Incredibly annoying with his shadow walk damage. Treant's coming to annoy the morph as well. Yatoro's going to burn through a fair amount of his tangos early on before the lane even begins.
I've done a little bit of bounty research with some of the heroes I've been looking at in pubs. It's having a little bit of an up spike, much like the ET. I've been seeing, again, abusing the boost of fairing has been a pretty common reason for picking up this hero. One of the funnier things I've noticed while watching all the replays is keeping an eye on the Janata and who you can actually harass here. As you see the odds slightly more in favor of Team Spirit, but not by much.
Radiance
compared to game 1. But something that's interesting about the bounty hunter, I think, is that you have to look at the unreliable gold when it comes to the Janata, because you only steal unreliable gold, and so consistently harassing the enemy support doesn't actually garner you that much because they're not getting much unreliable gold. And so if they don't have any unreliable gold, you don't actually steal any. So to get the most of your Janata, you have to be hitting the actual last hitter.
Okay. Or like bouncing between them, like hit like if every 2 or 3 times you hit the morphling, you want to try and hit the Ench once.
It's not too bad, but like I mean the Ench, like, because you don't gain unreliable gold anymore. You only gain reliable on the counter. So like she might have no unreliable gold the whole time.
Because she's not last hitting at all.
Yeah,
right?
she's not last hitting at all. So you actually have to hit the carry to get the most out of your Janata.
Yeah, it's not something he's really able to do against this Ench, who's centering everywhere.
Oh, courier! It's right up the trigger!
Ench courier.
Oh, easy bounty hunter. He got both now.
Well, he lost his courier. Miposhka killed Antares' courier. Now Antares kills Miposhka's one.
Oh, you're right. I actually thought it was Yatoro's before.
Yeah. She's getting a bit of revenge. It's a wild lane though. Solo gets first blood down bottom. Going off collapse. Long range glimpse. Ramzes, top of the CS, 14 and 4. Looks like bottom lane going very well for HR as we were all eyes on the top lane watching this bounty hunter.
This is where you see the truly angry Ramzes, because he's level 2 and he has no points in Devour. So he's just upset. He's like, it's anger that's fueling these last hits because he's just trying to get to Devour so he can feel like he's having fun again. You know, he needs his Midas every game and he needs his Devour.
I need that gold steroid. Need more money. Get me farmed. I'm guessing mid lane. Tinker gonna do all right, but DK is gonna be spamming denies, as he's always very adept at doing with that dragon tail to stun the hero and focus down the creeps.
And there is here.
Really suffering.
He's looking for that 12 gold. Yeah. All right. And now lost, what, 25% pretty much of her unreliable gold. He's got a few more in him now.
Why did you enjoy that so much?
It's like, what else is there to do when you're 4 bounty hunter? This is it, man. Got him again. I mean, who else steals gold, you know?
Stealing from the poor and giving to the... I'm also poor. moving that money around.
Someone's got to pay for these boots bearing. What a
Someone's got to pay
battle
for all these bloody sentries. Someone's got to pay for all these sentries. There's like 6 of them in lane.
That was kind of risky. His ring of health went through there. Mira's dead again. No!
Yeah.
Almost. Oh.
2 kills in that bottom lane.
Each of them taking a fall now.
Yeah, how many sentries have we had? Because that's 4 at least from Bounty, and I think 3 or 4 from Ench.
Yeah, and there's one more coming right now. If the courier doesn't die, if Antares doesn't get there first, he's gonna run next to him. I gotta say, pro players, the courier management, pretty abysmal. Lucky that it got the sentries there before it's gonna die. Oh wait, am I wrong? Can he not?
Is Antares fast enough? He can't. 325 against 310. He was faster, but
would that not have killed? It would have killed, right? With the bonus damage? I guess he decided
it should have one-hit it. Just wait for it to come back out again. So now Ench is doing...
yeah.
He's doing Ench things. Goes into enemy triangle, scouts out, sees the drop.
when the bounty hunter courier runs up right next to you.
Sentry!
My soul.
Goodness. Ramsey's dead bottom though, while Anx is into the tree line, so Team Spirit finally getting up on the board and killing off that Doom. It's such a wild game.
Yeah, Antares and Miposhka just playing. The jungle is back. You were right. Bring back the tags, because these swords just run around the jungle for like 2 minutes now. It's a 1v1 top between Morphling and Nature's Prophet.
Never doubt me.
This is just like the last time we had a big spike in Enigma games, and we just had bounty hunters following around in the jungle when they were trying to play greedy.
Was that the Helm patch?
Many moons ago, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago. Oh, back down to bottom. Solo gonna trade his life for Collapse as Mira will get the finishing touch. Doesn't look like Ramsey is gonna be able to crack back and kill him, though he's given it a shot. Oh no, just wanted to devour a creep while Antares TPs away from Miposhka in the mid lane. Nearly taken down by that final impetus hit. Passport glyphed up. Miero thinking about a TP behind Larl.
Yeah, I don't know about that
tower. It's one of these Tinker games. There's no normal flow to the game. Kind of just waiting for Tinker to get that blink, bottle, soul ring, and that's when the match properly begins. Then you're waiting for track, get the Doom up and running. Like there's no... It feels like there's no normal power spike for HR. It's all these little bits and bobs here and there that they've got to try and balance and bounce around with. Whereas Team Spirit, much more simple and, you know, old-fashioned, I guess. So a more conservative draft because they don't have the Tinker.
Yeah. I thought maybe they were going to go for a gank up top there with Miposhka, but just tries to throw down a ward. Unfortunately, he gets dewarded from Antares, and he goes back to the jungle. They weren't able to connect to kiyotaka. That's a big deal, not killing Tinker before he was 6, considering how early Larl got 6.
And Yatoro's courier dies, has a go at Miero. Yeah, not enough damage to actually go for it. Lincoln's rush for Yatoro. Some serious old school stuff coming out in this one.
Yeah, and that's with the Agnum's rush as well here from the Nature's Prophet. Another hero we didn't really talk about, but the bonuses from the Vision as well. This is something where we used to see like the Spectre Nature's Prophet in the same game where you could haunt and hit ulti, and it's just like this giant nuke. Or like Zeus plus Spectre, or sorry, Zeus plus Nature's Prophet, kind of cute.
Oh, that Wrath of Nature. I mean, Collapse is going to die anyway to the Glimpse and the Thunderstrike. Yeah, Tinker getting involved as well, closing in on Blink. Mid lane, catch on Larl. No, he's a Dragon Knight. You can't do anything to him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's got 92 unreliable gold, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yatoro, this guy up here, so much unreliable gold. Her strings are loose.
Endless grasses.
There's no shame in it.
Spirit bringing the action back down to bottom. Again, just unable to really shove into an objective. No Helm on Collapse. Opting for this wand into drums.
Just try and find me.
Is he not going Helm at all?
I'm watching mid with Mira's getting chased by Antares.
Antares. Is he going to die though with the dust there? Miposhka helping Mira, keeps the Zeus alive and gets the kill. There's an observable in the river down below the low ground for some reason as Larl's going to get glimpsed back into Ramsey's Infernal Blade. And the laser from Kiyotaka Kills off the mid laner of Team Spirit.
But yeah, I think Collapse thinks he's playing Primal Beast or something.
What's he? Is he going drums or
Radiant's
Vlad's
bottom tower
boots?
is under
AC.
attack.
Why no helm?
I guess
A
maybe
Devour?
Ramsey's gonna keep it level 1 the whole game and just eat it. I don't know. Like by the time he is overwhelmed, or the help of the Overlord, Ramsey gets level 15. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it's just the Doom. They do use the Doom in the top lane on this Morphling. Quite a lot of damage from the Wrath of Nature. So Miero and Ramsey pairing up to kill off Yatoro. And they are definitely a team that can push objectives with this Nature's Prophet Blightstone straight onto that
Dire's
tier
top
1.
tower is under attack.
The Vlad is kind of genius
Radiant's
though
courier
with
has
the
been killed.
Morphling though, right? Because it's base damage, and so with like how much damage a Morphling accumulates through just Agi, that is kind of a big buff.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, makes
attack.
sense. Even that Dragon Knight with his big old dragon form. Life still feels good. Miro's on a bit of a dewarding mission in that bottom jungle.
Dire's top tower
And it
is
really is
fallen.
just this game of pick off into pick off. There doesn't seem to be any
Radiant's bottom
serious
tower is under
structure.
attack.
Oh yeah,
Miro trying to kill off an observer ward.
I feel terrible for this observer. Like it's just been everywhere. Like you never know where someone's gonna die. We're talking about one side of the map, clearly the other. Language is talking about another part. Like the action is just happening everywhere, and this game is really confusing just to be a spectator. Imagine if there was fog of war right now.
Scanning.
Like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like usually there's this build up, right? Okay, this hero is hit level 6. This hero has an item. He's going to move here or farm jungle. We can smoke gank into this area. Oh, they're not here. They must be over there. But there's none of that. There's no process of elimination. There's no understanding. There's no logic, rhyme, or reason. It is just, if you see a hero, bloody well go on it. Try and get the catch.
I mean, the Beastmaster has no helm. The DK's going Midas, no blink. Like, no one knows what's happening, guys.
Like all these things in isolation, you can, you rationalize, makes sense. It's when you see the full force of all these weird decisions come into the big picture. It's definitely confusing. But yeah, Ramses has his Arcane's Midas. Where's that Wrath of Nature going? Bouncing in onto Collapse. That's where it heads. Mira trying to zap Antares. Does get the kill, but now Kiyotaka spamming laser and rockets. Thinking about the blink forward. Oh yeah. Ooh, with a track on Mira. Can get another round of rockets out there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The boar and the lack of mana means Kiyotaka cannot keep chasing.
Come on to that stick. Keep him alive on Mira.
Also feels like Team Spirit downside. They have Ench, Beastmaster, DK, and they've not really taken a tower yet. Mid lane looking a little worse for wear, but no concerted effort to bring objectives down. They're probably just feeling comfortable yet again that Yatoro Morphling is going to be that carry in the back pocket.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
they're certainly
is
looking
under
pretty
attack.
relaxed here. Antares is going to go right through a sentry right now. Miposhka plays it very cool while stacking.
Radiant's middle tower has
He
fallen.
will body block the ancient camp though, and they're going to try and make him pay for it.
Under attack.
And they keep tabs on him. Classic bounty hunter stuff. Deep behind enemy lines, running that recon game. Meets 3 enemy heroes. While in the mid lane, Larl zapped by the laser. Kiyotaka and Miero straight on the DK. So space created, says the bounty
Yes.
hunter.
That's a much better kill. You will take that 100%.
And HR playing very quickly. Something we expected them to do in game 1 with the draft they had.
Under attack.
Now accomplishing great things. Top tier 1 into mid lane. Starting to get the dominoes top lane. And we nearly have a BKB on Ramsey, so he's going to become incredibly powerful hitting this mid game.
Radiant's top tower is under
Is
attack.
Yatoro joining a fight as
Dire's
a
middle tower
600
is under
health
attack.
Morphling pre-Lincolns? I didn't think so.
Dire's middle
TP admit and thought about it, but now Mira jumping and hopping over the kinetic field after he got glimpsed, still caught in the sprout. And HR, 4K net worth lead for them now, 13 minutes in. They're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a little perplexed by this, Vlad. I guess the logic is they literally think they're just going to 5 hero play together. Like, he's using the edge creep instead. You know, like, I'm not going to get the helm. It feels weird, though, to not have that eventual timing of the Ancient on the Beastmaster. Because I don't really think Doom can be enough to dissuade you. But in his opinion, it's just better to do this. And, I mean, I can definitely see how getting the AC would be kind of nice. I mean, there's going to be a lot of, obviously, other types of damage here. But...
Look at that HR. They press forward. They get some aggressive wards down. It looked like they were really taking a stranglehold on that bottom part of the map with the rocket spam. Kiyotaka is still annoying them as they remain tracked up. The Antares bounty hunter, always a target if he puts himself in harm's way. But we're soon going to hit another spike here for HR with Aghanims on Nature's Prophet. They'll have that additional form of catch. And again, that BKB Doom.
And the Shivas too. I feel like, you know, if you guys have seen Tinker in pubs, like this blink Shivas is just, ugh, so irritating. I'm still waiting for the patented Greaves build to come out though.
Oh yeah?
You throw the Greaves in there and then you can just keep spamming it just for the mana.
Just for the mana, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the ability draft classic. If you get rearmed by Greaves,
Dire are scanning.
don't need boots of travel anymore. Team conveyance, all you need to move around the map. And here comes Spirit, walking straight into a bounty hunter who pops invis, but they also catch a glimpse of the disruptor. Solo blown up, but no real map space for Team Spirit to claim after that kill. Just the position 5 takedown. Well, Yatoro, oh, he's into Ramses mode. Level 4 Devourer is there. Easy money for the Morphling.
Very nice.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So Larl, he did go back for the blink. After having the -Q for a long time, he went blink. I wonder, when do they buy a gem? Like, at what point are Team Spirit able to do that? Because I feel like we're getting close to that. But they just want to group up.
Yeah,
because
click on
Antares is getting
Miposhka.
way too much done. Oh, thanks for the courier. Oh, he doesn't do it.
Oh. I mean, Miposhka has, what, 900 gold saved now? What does he want to buy? We're going to see the gem come for him? Maybe
I
they just
would've
feel like
thought
Sentries and Zeus are enough. Like they see Antares, Thunder God's Wrath, the blink stun from Larl. Collapse carrying dust as well. The hunter becomes the hunted. 5 deaths for Antares Bounty Hunter, but so far he's done his job.
Yeah, if you're all
He's already
moving
tracked
that
up.
far back to get the kill, like, kills just aren't worth that much anymore. I mean, it's still okay for Spirit, obviously. It's worth their time at that point, but the issue is that it's a very, like, I don't know, very potent tricore of Tinker, Nature's Prophet, and Doom that I wouldn't want to be giving this much space to, because they just get so much out of the map with every second that they're out there.
Yeah. Vacuuming it all up. Tinker needs a little more time. Get to his shivers pretty soon. Top part of the map, not somewhere that Team Spirit can really inhabit right now. So we see not only collapse down bottom, but he's got Yatoro's Morphling sat behind him.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
Larl and Mira trying to take a bit more control around their top tier 2, but it's very difficult to move up high ground into that jungle. Mira's just sat behind tier 2. Come on then, Antares, you're gonna find the Zeus. Just
Wait
dance around
for
the
it.
trees. Hello? Anybody home? Oh, hello, Mira. How you doing? TP from Prophet. Zeus getting glimpsed back. Static Storm as well. Okay, Solo.
Dire's
Make damn sure he dies.
attack.
They ping bottom immediately. Go! Push!
Shove as quickly as you can, please.
Dire structures.
Not
are
very
fortified.
quick. Are they going to try and defend bottom at all? Do they just run Roche?
And they've got Midas DK coming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's another one of those Team Spirit delay. Get to our massive scaling portion of the game. While HR continuing to play as quickly as they can, bringing 3 heroes bottom. Defending tier 2. The ball drums. Nearly killing the tier 2 on their own. 63, 40 HP. A smoke from HR.
They're not going to deny that? These guys are animals.
Radiant's
they're wrapping
bottom
around.
tower
Oh, and
is
block.
under attack. Radiant's bottom
Broken a
tower.
smoke on Solo. Tier 2 dead. Yeah, everybody from Team Spirit is waiting under their observer ward. Now their turn to grab the outpost. And as much as this Doom has farmed, with a Blink BKB on Doom, usually we see him be very active. Jumping, catching, killing. But Team Spirit very good at playing this kind of deliberate defensive style. Just not showing anyone. Waiting in the fog of war, hiding away.
There is a question though. I mean, if you're playing that style for the first 20 minutes of a game with Beastmaster, Enchantress, and Dragon Knight, I don't know if that feels very nice.
Yeah.
They're all under a ward right now, though. It's a fantastic ward that spotted everything Solo, Antares, and Ramses were doing.
I'm probably going to have a good idea that they walked into the Roche pit.
Yeah, very likely. Not sure it's going to matter, though.
I don't even think Team Spirit mind too much. Big old Wrath of Nature going to root up a couple of heroes bottom. Roche half HP and still no contest from Team Spirit. Very content. Continue farming. Well, Yatoro is going for the double defensive build, linking into BKB. Collapse will have AC by the next team fight.
He'll have AC plus the Vlads plus then a Boots of Bearing. So he's letting Yatoro build these defensive items because he's still gonna really juice up the damage of this Morphling if they're both there. Like between his aura and the Vlad's flat bonus damage, it's gonna be deceptive how much damage this Morphling can deal.
Especially if they can get on top of the Tinker.
Yeah.
Like one roar and the Morphling can open up on him. Kiyotaka will not last long.
And he's got Tumbler's Toy, so you know he's getting in there.
Of course he does. Oh, HR give up control of that top lane for the first time in ages. They get Roche, they get Aegis. They just completely ditched the top lane and start moving down towards bottom. Want to grab their outpost again, kick Team Spirit out of here. They'll be successful in doing so.
You know, I gotta say though, for some reason, something's telling me that Hellraisers aren't gonna close this one.
Can they get Yatoro here? With a glimpse pop on Lincoln. Yatoro feels it coming. The Wrath of Nature. The Lincoln's pop. And they get the Doom on the Morphling. A huge kill for HR. Dead for 50 seconds.
Like I said, Hellraisers, they just know exactly how to close the game. You know, you start punishing the Morphling. He's the one guy who, if he stays untouched, then you can still lose this game. But, you know, like I said.
Yeah, like just exactly like we said. Word for word. Verbatim. Raw bottom. Antares. Needs help from his team, and in comes the Tinker. Laser and Shivers guarding Antares and taking both of them down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Defense Matrix keeping Antares tanky enough to withstand it. And now Solo with some squiggles on the map. Hey, boys, let's go top.
Call that a symbiotic relationship right there. You know, he throws down the tracks to help the Tinker gives him the shield in return. It's like those little birds that are eating the bugs off the water buffalo.
Yeah. Well, that parasite that lives in the fish's mouth and replaces its tongue.
Well, it's not quite that gruesome, I don't think.
It's a Tinker and a bounty hunter. It is that gruesome.
Is the bounty hunter just the little tongue?
Yes.
Okay. I thought maybe it was the Tinker because like the bounty hunter moves around, you know, he gives the vision and then the Tinker pops out. You know, he gets the bots too.
The bounty hunter is the host.
Bots 2 being, of course, Gigabyte's level 3, which is the same thing, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, peeps.
Yep.
I'll never see this coming.
Yeah, it's just... I think I made this comparison before, but I think HR's draft is similar to how we view Disruptor as a hero.
I thought you meant with the fish.
Oh, no, I've never talked about the fish parasite.
Like I say most games.
Like I said most games, the fish parasite, very important analogy to be making. Yatoro, being TP'd on. Miero and Kiyotaka both here. He's trying to TP out, but they've got the root from the Atos. So 2 deaths in a row for this Morphling. Yeah, Team Spirit not looking too hot.
And that was the BKB recipe on the courier, too. Just gets delivered now. Are they going to have an answer to that, though? I mean, Doom, I guess, actually, but they have to get through the Lincolns.
So that's the thing for me. If HR are playing, you know, on the front foot, playing aggressively, with this track and rockets and glimpse back, like Disruptor likes to play aggressive, they look real good. Get a kill on Collapse here, blow up the Beastmaster. Incredible.
Oh,
Go next target. Get a +1. Find Mira. Ramzes wants Miposhka as well. So many targets, so little time. Trying to kill off the Ench and the Zeus both at the same time. Unsuccessful in what they do. They get Mira with Kiyotaka's rockets, and they get both of them, in fact. Stand corrected. Now that's great. That's where HR succeed. That's where they look really good, and they can push forward, try and close out this game. But I feel like if at any point they lose 1, 2 team fights in a row, and they're the ones, you know, being hemmed back in their base, I think it's going to start to look rough.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this lineup. It does fill me with some concern that Team Spirit can come back. And part of that is just that, you know, it's Team Spirit. We know they're a very strong team, and they're really good at turning situations that don't look very favorable for them. But I am impressed with how well they're playing right now. Collapse, losing a courier, tried to sneak the AC home. Busted. No contraband getting into the base. The Sheriff of Nottingham doesn't allow it, all right? He saw the crossbow in the bag. Said, I don't think so. That is not some apples going to market.
Yeah, that's not happening. Octarine core Ramzes. He's a monster. Top 3 net worth, all HR. 14k lead for them. I can't think about that next Roshan now.
Dire's bottom tower.
Because pushing high ground, something Tinker's not very good at. Fortunately, has a Nature's Prophet and a Doom to try and help out in that regard. But they need to win a number of team fights to get to high ground, even though they are so far ahead. Whereas it feels like if Team Spirit just 2 team fights to win the game kind of situation.
Yeah, significantly less for sure. But it is also all very dependent on Yatoro and how he gets in these fights. So
yeah,
keeping an eye on where Ramzes is gonna be the toughest thing. What are their saves if like let's say they blink in, they hear the Lincolns pop. What can they do to make sure he doesn't get duped? Because they don't have any Force Staffs. They have Zeus ult, that is helpful for fighting them. But they actually have no saving mechanisms right now.
Yeah, it's like Raw and Dragon Tail have to stun the Doom and Tinker, I guess.
Yeah. No Yules or something either. Maybe it could be something kind of cheeky.
So how strong is this defense matrix? 445 damage absorbed plus they roar the Doom.
That was a roar.
Resistance. That's 40% status resist. So the roar lasts 0 basically.
Oh, I forgot about the 25% cooldown reduction. That would be so funny.
On what?
It's a talent at level 20 on Tinker. You can just like throw it on the Doom or something.
Give bounty Ags, throw it on him. Goodbye solo.
The other one's so good though. I feel like the King Advance almost, because like you just use it constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, but CDR is real nice.
Yeah, it's true. And for some heroes, it can be really cheeky, especially when you have these like kind of middle of the road ultis, like Rapid Nature and stuff.
It's also like the fact, yeah, you can. But Doom just jumps in on the DK. Very aggressive from Ramsey. He's just a 2v5 in the mid lane, and he tries to start things. Yeah, I guess with defense matrix, you can like put it on Nature's Prophet, let him ulti, rearm, put it on the Doom, let him ulti. Yeah. Chuck them out here and there, and Tinker drops Miposhka to half HP with 1 round of spells. Nature's attendance, thankfully for the end, keeping her healthy. Yatoro getting some much needed farm in the top lane as he eyes up that Daedalus. He has a Chrysalis coming to him. But this is that awkward map state, right? If HR aren't getting teamfight wins, they're not getting traction on the map. They are just waiting for Roshan, waiting for that fight, and that is room for Team Spirit to gather up these little bits of farm they can.
Wait a second. Dude, the Shard would be so good this game. The Warp player versus Morphling? That sounds hilarious. Reducing his cast and attack range by 40%, like on a stubby little range hero like that?
It's pretty funny. DK. Being jumped by Ramzes, forced to BKB, the root on the Zeus, and Mira's done for him. Miera's TP'd right on top of him, and Larl's BKB wearing out. Yatoro thinking about turning into Ramzes, chucks the adaptive strike cannon, BKB's up at half HP, trying to stand and fight. Ramzes low, and the waveform in, aiming for the Tinker now. Kiyotaka in trouble, but a static storm's a good one. Yatoro BKB, standing ground and fighting, but Ramzes back in on top of the Morphling. TP in from the Tinker as well. Yatoro is about to die, the Tinker doesn't join the fight. Will now return to aim for Collapse. In comes Kiyotaka to blow him up. And Team Spirit losing out thanks to a buyback from Kiyotaka's Tinker.
Okay, now
a wild fight though.
Now I can't believe anyone takes the other talent. I'm surprised it's the more taken one in comp. This is crazy.
just
way
makes
better.
Makes the hero easier to play, I guess.
Yeah, man, being able to like put that on yourself and just like all your spells.
Look at Kiyotaka, they're standing behind tier 3, blasting people. Not a care in the world. Miposhka and Mira both dying to the Tinker. Like he bought back, TP's forward, doesn't care, die back. Well, there's a team fight victory for you, HR. What are you going to do with it? Can't push high ground. Roshan's not alive yet. Doom's respawning. Where'd he go?
This whole draft is just a really cool example of like... It is a meme, true.
Yeah.
But it's an example of like preparation in a couple different ways. Because we saw the Bounty Hunter before and when it came out and everything, but that was only one like branch of the tree, and this is another branch where then they downgrade the Bounty Hunter and allows them to bring out this this Tinker in a core role here when it's appropriate. And like I don't think this Tinker comes out without this Bounty.
Probably right. Probably right.
And it's really cool because like how Ramzes likes to play. Like he likes to play some of these off lane heroes in this safe lane role, and so you sort of need this bigger like I don't know, big Papa coming out of the mid lane, you know, the head of the team at this point. Yeah, the what do they call it? Big Daddy. That's what I was trying to picture. Those guys from BioShock. I need one of those guys, and that's pretty much where he is this game.
Yeah, he's gonna have his next layer. Scythe of Ice. Huge item for the Tinker. Look at his spirit. Out of the woodwork onto Miero. Agent Prophet dead for 70 seconds. They've static stormed Larl, but he BKBs, and Ramzes, yeah, you've doomed the Morphling. Trying to chase him down, but he's seeking missiles. Didn't get off his ship, so he's dead. 70 with no morph. Mira in trouble now. The BKB Kiyotaka is shredding through Team Spirit. Antares keeping the tracks going. They lose the Prophet and Disruptor, but Hellraisers still moving forward. Miposhka, Ramzes stunned. Larl can't stand the ground and fight them. Surely not with a Tinker just lasering you into the ground. Aiming for the Doom again, but the Shiva's Guard clips onto the DK. Another jump stun. Ramzes finds another one. 5 heroes down on the side of Spirit.
Oh, and a regenerate, you know. Keep Ramzes go. DPC said, yeah. I mean, Team Spirit, they're not gonna call it yet because they know that there are some fragilities in this lineup, but it's still a bit tough. Ooh, the bonus speed now, level 15 with Bounty Hunter. Hype talent makes support Bounty Hunter feel cool again. Yay.
And Solo with the most important call in the game. Roshan.
That's the way to do it. See if we can get ourselves a fun shard here, perhaps. I wouldn't mind Antares doing it for the cast on allied heroes, which is really weird.
Like invis the Tinker mid-team fight.
And just be a nuisance.
It's Ninja's Prophet. No slouch at scaling either. Well on his way to Satanic. It looks like the Furian's going to be the one to take the Aegis. They've got buyback on Doom. Tinker doesn't feel too afraid. And Ninja's Prophet, yeah, doesn't have buyback, so takes the Aegis.
And he takes the shard, alright. Can invis some friends now. Solo, you want to invis? You want to... Oh, are they doing it? Are they setting him up with the invis? Oh, here we go.
Goes Rad. Vision, please.
Invisibility.
Ramzes even have an invis rune now. Morphling Daedalus is here. I think does pack a punch, this Yatoro Morphling. But HR have done such a great job at popping that Lincolns and tracking him back in fights.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him get to play.
Yeah, it's like you bought Lincolns because you're against a Doom and a Tinker, and you're against Bounty Disruptor, who just pop it immediately with easy to cast low cooldown spells.
I mean, at least the BKB saves you from the Sprout leash now, which is now out. But of course, the BKB's already down to 8 seconds. Actually, that'll be lower than 8 seconds. I guess he hasn't got it off very much since he bought it because he keeps getting doomed.
Just keeps getting doomed.
I didn't realize he only used it once.
It's been rough. 27k lead. Still doesn't feel like it, though.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Okay, they're holding... I don't know. Am I being too pessimistic about this? I feel like I'm being too negative about HR. Like, they've been playing very well. They're winning team fights. They're stomping through team spirit, but there's still just that team spirit factor. They've got a Morphling. They're holding their high ground. They're coming close in team fights, and Radiant struggled to finish this game off. You're just gonna let me stew in my silence. Like, yes, you are being too pessimistic.
I don't know, because I feel similarly. Like, I also feel like there's this weird chance that they're just gonna do it. But surely they can close this, right? Like, you know, it's just that, like, they had such a big lead for a while, and they're like wiping them, and yet they still haven't gotten the high ground, so you kind of wonder. But I think that we're eventually going to see the big siege where he just pops up there and kills them all. And uh-oh, what?
Well, I was looking at Yatoro's buyback status.
Nice. That's a good item.
That's a 34-minute.
He's confident.
Hand of Midas.
You got to get some gold somewhere.
Midas DK, Midas Morphling. Okay. Interesting. I mean, Midas nowadays is more about levels, right? So he's trying to get to level 25 faster.
That is definitely what you are buying at this point. It is certainly a, like, or like, you know, getting some far. But yeah, levels is the thing for sure. He's splitting a lot of this XP in the base right now, right?
Yeah.
So that definitely helps.
What is the?
He also doesn't have a lot of, like, damage from this Vlad's and stuff, so the attack speed doesn't hurt. You know?
Do you go for the which talent is more popular in Morphling? Level 25. Like 35 strength is a lot, but waveform cooldown.
I think it's almost always the waveform.
Yeah. Especially against the Tinker, just keep waving on it. Well, here comes the high ground push. Treants nicely placed to scout out tree line and deep in that dire base. We are chipping away at it, forcing the glyph, and tier 3 about to fall to Miero's Nature's Prophet. Go out there, catches Miposhka, but no jump just yet from HR. In the back,
I mean, they're trying to backstab. Solo's a great target.
And Larl.
The Hawk gives him the vision.
They see Ramzes. Thundergod's Wrath being fake pumped. Lincoln's pop, jump in, but the blink. Oh, what a blink! Ramzes! He blinked BKB, he's away from the initiation. Oh, Yatoro getting clipped. Lincoln's popped on him. Shifting into strength. The racks are cracked wide open for HR to take them now.
Alright, Ramsey's still got him, man. Oh, that was fast.
Lincoln's pop, he immediately blinked. I think he double tap blinked. I don't think he blinked targeted somewhere. He just double tapped it, right? His angle went towards the fountain. Mira Satanics. Kiyotaka onto the edge. And Miposhka does have buyback, but also on cooldown for 2 minutes. Oh, once he's dead, he's gone for 70 seconds. Wild Axe is becoming a little annoying here as Collapse does build up the stacks. Barrier, the Guardian from the Tinker, the jumping onto Morphling, the Static Storm, and the Doom. Yatoro is fighting through it. It's still going to die though. And with no buyback on him, the signal for the end is coming pretty quickly. HR just storm into this dire base. Take down 3 members of Team Spirit, claim a lane of barracks, and quickly shift in towards mid and top.
Middle tower is under attack.
Bounty Hunter Tinker. Something now you've got to add to the list to be worried about against this HR team. It's kind of funny, they used to have Dahak, who was this kind of player, right, that played off-lane heroes from the safe lane, and Ramzes, he's saying, I can do the same kind of thing. Add a bit of flavor to our carry. Bring out a hero like Tinker for the mid. Carry profit from the off-lane.
Yeah, Miero and Ramses complement each other very well, I have to say. Considering, like, Miero's relatively, like, unknown in terms of, like, his status. You know, we talk a lot about the lack of threes and stuff. There's only a couple, like, really big names, especially in this region. But Miero's been impressing me a lot.
Yeah, like, proving your pedigree seems pretty hard. Miero's doing a great job of it. There's Mega Creeps. Team Spirit not tapping out just yet. They're still thinking about that early night, right? A 2-0 here would be nice for them, but HR fighting all the way to the end. Jump stun, Miero had the Lincolns on him. Doesn't get caught out by it, so they'll turn on Collapse, trap him in the Sprout and the Storm, while Yatoro with his big damage. And he's bringing Miero low. They've got Kiyotaka and the ability to take down a Morphling. He's gone forever. Ramsey straight towards the end. Shares GG's called. Game 3 incoming.
Annihilation.
And a spicy one here. Very difficult to read this game for spectators, casters,